Hey guys, it's Mary Ellen. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. Today, I'm going to be setting up my new planners for 2022. I had to break this video out into a couple of videos just because the setup process is so long for me. So in this video, I'm going to be setting up my regular big catch-all happy planner and my work planner. So if you'd like to see that, keep watching. Okay, so this is the big happy planner I'm using for my catch-all planner for this year. I also decided to go with a big for my social media. I know I didn't say that in my lineup video. I changed my mind and I'll talk about that in a minute. But first, let's just do a quick setup of this planner. This is just one I use for every day, for everything. Sometimes I put some work stuff in here, but not usually. This is like to-do lists, like appointments, just little memory keeping, that type of thing. I'm going to link all the planners that I show and everything I show in videos. I always link in the description box. So they are affiliate links. I'd appreciate you using my links. So let me get started on setting this up. So this one is the Marabou Designs Big Happy Planner. This is a vertical layout. I've been using big vertical since I started planning in 2018. So I'm used to it. I love it. I love the space. I said in my lineup video, I'd rather have one that's between a classic size and a big, but they don't make one, so big it is for me. So I'm not going to be doing a lot of setup here. This one has like pretty much everything I need. For the first time, I may not be doing anything to this planner, but there's one thing I do want to do. I want to change the discs, and here's why. So in my big happy planner for the catch-all, I like to use neutral discs. I like to take pictures right in my planner, so I typically go for either black, white, or gold or silver discs in my catch-all. Now, in other planners, I tend to be a little bit different, but for some reason, that's just what I do. So I'm going to change the discs today. Oh, and if you hear noise in the background, it is the construction workers. If you're new to my channel, I am getting my basement finished right now. So you're going to hear stuff. And there's no avoiding it unless I want to film at night, which I don't really want to do. So the first thing I'm going to do then is write my name in here. And people get so caught up on your name in your planner. It's really not that much of a big deal. You can put name stickers in there or you can letter it yourself. I don't stress about it. That being said, when I started planning and I got my first happy planner, I did stress about it. I'm like, oh, I have to make it look so nice and neat and perfect. You really don't have to, because first of all, when are you ever going to look at this again? I know that I never open this up to this page. It's just fun to write your name in. It doesn't really mean much. So don't take it so seriously. I think I'll just use a black Tombow marker. Let me get that out here. Sorry, I was not prepared for this part, which is silly because it's a setup video, so you'd think I'd be prepared to set it up. But alas, I was not. So I'm getting better at brush letting. This is not a black one. This is a blender. Yikes. Okay, I might have to stop the video. Oh, here we go. Okay. If you're new to my channel, I'd like to say that type of thing is not typical, but I would be lying. All right, so here is a Tombow dual brush pen. I'm getting a little bit better at brush lettering, but I hate lettering my name. Reason is I hate capital E's. I hate writing capital E's. I'm honestly not good at my name at all, but I'm just gonna give it a go here. And you know what? If I mess up, I'll just cover it up with a sticker. You know what I mean? Or just leave it for fun. I don't know. I'm not even gonna center it. I'm just gonna write it in. Smooth and easy, just however I wanna do it. I typically don't do bounce lettering much, so I'm not sure why I'm doing it right now. Bounce lettering is not my go-to. I'm not real comfortable with it. And I kind of like the way regular lettering looks, straight across, but I started with the bounce. So guess what, guys? We're going to keep going with that bounce lettering. I say I'm getting better, but I'm kind of out of practice right now. Just saying. I didn't even bounce that one. Here, I'll bounce at the bottom. Whoop. That's terrible. That's terrible. Guess what? Who cares? Who cares? All right. Let's pretend that did not happen. Onward and upward. So, like I said, I think the only thing I'm going to do here is change the discs. There's really, everything else is neutral and just how I like it. And there are a couple of pages I do transfer over from previous planners, and I will do that with you as well. But the first thing I'm going to do is change the discs, like I said. So let me pause this and find the discs that I would like. Okay, just so you know, I'm a big believer in using what you have. And since I am someone who is a full-time content creator, I get a lot of product. Now, that being said, I don't get a lot of discs. So I looked at my disc stash and there really wasn't that many. But I have so many planners that I am not going to go out and buy discs because that would be a waste of money and a waste of time and a waste of product. So I'm going to use what I have. I think though, I thought about it and I think this year, so last year I had black metal discs. I do prefer the metal discs. I don't hate the plastic ones, but I prefer the metal. Last year I had black metal discs, so I want to change it up a little this year. And since this is gold here, I'm going to try gold discs this year. I've never done that. I don't think gold metal discs. And the only ones I have available that are like on a big planner, because I need 11 discs and the classic planners only have 9, is the ones on the daily planner that I am going to be using this year. So we're going to do the old switcheroo, and that's okay. I don't think I'm going to be using these on this though. I don't really like that color combo. So I'll be using another set of discs on this planner, and you will see that when I set up my daily planner in another video. Right now I have here people keep asking for this tool. You can't buy it separately. So this is basically just a cheap piece of plastic, and it came with the custom planner that they sent to me, that the company sent to me a while back. I don't think they have the custom planners anymore, at least as far as I know. So I don't know how to get one of these, but this is a tool that's going to help you. I forget, they had a name to it. It's going to help me put the discs on. Now, you can do it without this, and I did do it without that for a long time, and it was fine. It's just a little bit easier. It's not that much different. So when you're taking paper off the discs, I basically, first I do the cover. So I just do 1 month at a time when I'm doing this. This one's a little bit different because it's a daily, but I just grab like about this much, paper at one time. And then we just go for it. And I'm going to pull them all out, and then I'm going to put these ones on, and then we're going to start the rest of the setup. So typically when you're doing this, the best thing to do, at least in my opinion, is to put the back cover on and the front cover on first. So this basically, all this does is like hold it still so that when you're pushing these in, it's not flimsy like that. But it's not a necessary tool. Anyway, I put these in first. I just think it's easier than the pages go in a little bit more smoothly. All right, so now we have my cute planner with the cute metal gold discs, just something different for me for the new year. Okay, so like I said, I have certain pages that I transfer every year. It's not a lot of pages. I don't do, like most of the specialty pages I put like within the month, but sometimes they're like general pages that I use all the time. And the main ones I transfer now are my gift card tracker, my weekend packing list, my beach vacation packing list, my autumn vacation packing list, and then I have this states I visited, and I think I have videos on all of that. I'll try to link them for you or put them up like at the top of your screen in a card, but I color in states whenever I go anywhere, and then this is like goals, like SMART goals, a reminder to myself. So I'm going to transfer all of these over. Like I said, I don't transfer everything. Some of them I keep within the specific year that I made them in. Now, I get the question a lot. Mary Ellen, I got a couple of questions that I want to talk to you about. So, Mary Ellen, where do you put these trackers? Honestly, I just throw them in the back of my planner. I am not somebody who uses a lot of like extra stuff in my planner. Now, I know that a lot of people do, and I know it works for them. And hey, you do you. I always tell you that. I don't even put a tab on this to know where they are because I just turn to the back of my planner and I know that they're there. So I don't use a lot of like, dashboards and that kind of thing. I just don't. I never really have. I think in the beginning I tried to use them, but I'm kind of minimal I just want my pages and that's pretty much it. My work planner is a little bit different and you'll see when I set that up because there's more to it. But the other question I get all the time is, what do you do at the end of the year? Do you throw away your planners? Do you keep them? Heck no, I don't throw away my planners because why would I do that after all that work? For me, my planners are like memories. And I also like to know, and I always say this, like if I ever get like framed for a crime, I like to like be able to say, wait a minute, let me pull out my planner for July 17th, 2018. And then I can like look and see what I was doing and I'd be like, see, I wasn't there. I wasn't in that state. I was here, but that's not why I do it. I just really love looking back at the memories and also looking back at how my planner style has changed and all of that. Every spread for me is a different memory of a video, of an idea, of something that happened in my life. So they're really important to me, especially all the work I put in. So I keep them. At the end of the year, and last year I did this for the first time. I know that this is like getting off track, but last year, here's something not last year, but 2021, this is something I did that was new. So typically what I do, because if you put a lot of stickers in your planner, it's going to get filled up and you're going to need expander discs. Instead of putting expander discs on in the middle of the year like I did every year, I decided this year I would split it into two planners. So this one was the beginning of the year and this one was the end of the year. So basically I just ordered expander discs online, and what I'm going to do as soon as they come in is combine these two together and then I put it on my shelf. So I just save them. So that's basically all I do. I thought about getting those archive covers and I may do that. But for now, I just keep them in, I'll choose one of these and keep them in there. I used to order expander discs that were like black metal, but they're pretty expensive. So I got a set of like pastel ones. I'll link that for you. But it's like a set of pastel discs in like 6 different colors. And I figure I'll just choose like whichever one suits it, that year. I'll just pick one. If I like look through, I'm like, I think it'll look okay with purple. I'm not too like concerned about the color once I fill it all up, you know what I mean? So like I said, I like to use what I have. And expander discs are great, but I have to get some for my big planner. I have to get some for my journal. I don't keep my work planner spreads, but I do keep like my work, I do keep like certain things in my work planner, but I don't keep like the individual, you'll see. I'll talk about that when I get to my work planner. I'm getting off topic. All right. I just thought you might want to know what I did with those. My planner is all set up for the year. My big catch-all planner. Yeah. And like I said, I do separate it 6 months, but I don't do it until it starts to get like too tight. And then I'll take those out. Like I just leave them in for now and then figure that out later in July when I switch planners. Because let's face it, I might not even be using this particular planner in July. I do not know. So let's move on to my work planner. All right, so if you watched my planner lineup video for 2022, you will have seen that I was going to be using these two planners. One is a dashboard layout and one is a monthly, and I was going to combine them. That is what I've been doing for a year now, and I love it for my work planner. It's really working out for me. But after I filmed that video and I thought about it, I decided to move into a big, I know, shocker. I decided to move into a big dashboard layout planner for work for this year. And the reason was mainly that I just changed, Patreon is a big part of my work. It's probably half YouTube and other stuff and half Patreon. I spend a lot of time on Patreon stuff. And so I recently changed my Patreon tiers around. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's just a place where you can get like, support your favorite content creators, but in exchange, you get a bunch of stuff. You get like other perks, like, live streams and private stuff and behind the scenes and, plan with me's and tutorials and a Facebook group. And there's all sorts of stuff. I mean, I know you see the custom spreads on here, but like there's a lot more to it, basically. So I restructured all of my tiers. I added in another tier too, and I have a heavier workload for Patreon. I definitely added more to it. Hopefully monetarily it will work out because I'm going to be spending many more hours on Patreon this year. So my point for telling you that is not to get you to sign up for my Patreon, although of course I would love it if you did. I still appreciate you either way. But the point of telling you that is that I thought about it and I'm like, just to the point where a classic might be a little small, but I make it work, on a regular basis. And it's like better than a big right now, but I added all this stuff in and I need to track more. And I just feel like the classic size is making me feel like it's not enough space. It's just like kind of closed in. And I don't want to start it and then have to change my mind later on. So I think the best thing to do would be to move into a big. Even if I don't fill it up, I will have plenty of room, like breathing room, It just feels like it gives me more space and it feels better. That's all I can tell you. It just feels better. And I didn't think I was going to do that, but I'm doing it. Like I said, I'm a big fan of using what you have. And I could have gone out and bought a big dashboard planner that was dated, but I'm going to use an undated because the Happy Planner gave this to me. This is an undated big dashboard layout planner, and dashboard layout looks like this. If you're not familiar, familiar. Oh, I said that weird. I've never used a big dashboard layout. I have made like one spread that was a big dashboard. I just feel like this is going to give me more room. So the only problem I had with that decision was that if I was going to be using a monthly layout, combined, and I'm kind of going to combine them together. This one was so pretty. Like, I loved the idea of like this currently page. I was super excited about it, but I can't use it because I need to use the big. And I actually looked for a big dashboard and I can't find one, but I don't know if they exist. I mean, a big monthly. So I'm stuck using something I didn't want to use, which is the monthly extension pack. I did have this, and maybe there's other extension packs, but like I said, use my stash, right? So here is the 6-month undated extension pack in a monthly layout and the big size. I'm not crazy about this design. It's not horrible. I'd rather it not be bright colored. I'd rather this be the nice pretty little polka dots to match this planner. But when it comes to my work planner, really what I needed most is to be functional. So I'm giving up some of what I wanted in how it looked for the function. And I think that's super important. So I'm going to do it. I'm not feeling it, but I need it. So it is what it is. All right. So here's what we're going to do. The first thing I'm going to do is date this planner. Like I said, it's an undated planner. I need to date it, obviously. I think I will leave these discs on here for now. I don't hate them with this planner. It's cute. Like I'll show you quick and I showed this to you in the other video, but look, like they have really cute, this is the bright type one. They have cute dividers, and I think that the peach works with it. I don't love it, like I said, but I can maybe change it later. I'm more focused right now on getting this done so I can start writing in my work planner for the year. So I'm going to take first off these, and these come with it, and I'm just going to label the front and the back of each one of these tabs, and then I will come back and we're going to date the planner, and I'll talk to you about how I do that. Okay, for my big happy planner, I know I said I'm gonna leave all my catch-all. For that, I said that I was gonna leave them all in and switch it later when it got too big. But I do something a little different for my work planner. And what I did last year was keep in there 3 months at a time, because my work planner have like, I'm gonna be Frankenplanning those other pages in there, and it does get really thick. And also I add like extra sections, to track different things. I'm going to try to keep 6 months in here though and see how it goes. Like, I don't know. We'll see. So I'm going to take it up to June. And then I'm going to take this off. And I'm just going to stick it in another planner for now, so that I'll have it all ready. Actually, let me do this while I'm talking to you. This is just a Happy Notes notebook that I used to use for work a while back. When I started this, I was using a big, and then I realized that it was too big, but now it's too, now the classic is too small. So anyway, this is my old work planner. And so I'm just going to pop in some pages in this because I just happen to have it like right here. And it was like kind of half empty, so I think these will fit. And then I'm just gonna have to like put them in a separate place so that I know where they are. It gets a little bit confusing between like, separating planners into different months, and then like my patron spreads. Like I have to have planners for the custom spreads to take pages out of those, and then my own regular planners, my current planners, and my ones I've already used. It gets really kind of confusing. So when I've been thinking about all the things I need to store in the new studio that I'm building, and I think I'm gonna definitely like really work on separating those, because sometimes I'm just like going back and forth, like looking through all these planners, like which one is this, which one is this, and I just want to make sure that they're all sectioned out. So I'm trying to make a plan for that, so I'm a little bit more organized with that in the future. This will be where those pages live, and I just have to jot myself down a note so that I remember that. Okay. So now I have my 6 months of the dashboard layout in here. So now what I'm going to do, first I'm going to write my name in. I'm just going to do PWB for this one, since it's my Planning with Bumble work planner. So I'm just going to do it in like big letters like this. PW. Same pen, by the way. And then B. I mean, I can't really mess that up, right? Uh-oh, I just did. I messed it up. Oh my goodness. Mary Ellen, you are a piece of work. Well, you know what we have to do then? We have to color it in. What on earth? Filming these setup videos, that takes a lot of brain power. I'm telling you it does. I think this is going to go through to the back. Let me see. It's not too bad. It takes a lot of brain power, you guys. I considered making this work planner video separate from the other one. I still might if this gets too long, but because setting up my work planner takes me so long. Okay. So there you have it, Planning with Bumble. All right, so the reason this is already a little bit dated is because I filmed something for the Happy Planner that they needed for educational purposes. And so I was explaining how to like decorate or how to redate an undated planner. And so I showed different ways to do it. So I added stickers in from the dates and holiday sticker book, and some of them I put underneath the numbers, and then on those too, but then some of them I put on this side. You can kind of put the numbers wherever you want. Some of them I put right next to the days of the week, which I don't like as much because it's kind of like scattered. And then some of them I put on the bottom. I'm kind of digging that way, but I think probably what I'll do, which will probably work the best, is just put it directly underneath. Okay, so You can label with stickers. You can write it in. I might just write them in this time. I don't know. I may not actually even do all of them yet. I might just do some of them so that later on I can just decide, do I want to use stickers that week? You know what I mean? All right, let's go into February. Let me just explain quickly how I date an undated planner. So what I usually do is take a dated planner, and if you don't have an extra planner, you can take a calendar or something like that, or you don't have to do this, but I find this to be the easiest. So I'll take this and I'll start and I'll compare them. Okay, and first I'll fill out this, which actually I can do right now because I have some of these. Oh, and a patron gave me, Deb, thank you, by the way. Remember how I lost my tweezers? She mailed me some. She is super sweet. So nice of her to do that. So, oh wait, we're on January. We want to be on February. You're probably yelling at me. Okay, so I compare them. And I mean, this is really self-explanatory, but this was in the extension pack, by the way. And I'm just going to go ahead and put all of these numbers down and then come back and show you what to do when you date the weeks. Okay, so I have my February monthly calendar. Those are not perfect. Some of them are crooked. I don't really care. I don't even post this. This is for my YouTube calendar. And I'm going to combine it with other stuff, but I have to show you how to date things first. Okay, so if you were dating this in your weeks, what you would do, I'm going to do something a little differently, which is, I just wanted to show you how to do this though. What you would do is count the number of weeks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Okay, so they have 4 weekly pages in February. Okay, so make sure that this is the same. It's probably going to have more. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So since there's 6 pages, what we're going to do is take out a couple from the middle. The reason you do this is if you're dating, you know, you keep dating, you get to the end and you realize you stopped dating your pages here. You put all, you're like, okay, I'm done for the month. But then you look over and you're like, oh, it should have been this page on the back. You can always paste them together if you make a mistake. But you should really take these out in the middle so that when you finish dating, you turn it to the currently page. So I'm going to take 2 of these out. So now when we're dating, we're just going to have enough pages for February. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. That being said, I'm going to put these aside. That being said, there's something else that I'm going to be doing with this. So like I said, I'm combining the monthly extension pack with the regular dashboard pages, okay? Actually, I might need those pages now that I mentioned it. Let me put this aside just so now that you know how to do that. If you're using an undated planner or if you're redating a planner, you can certainly redate old planners. You can do that too. Okay, so since I'm using an extension pack with the monthly, what I had been doing in the past is taking the calendar and using it for my YouTube schedule. Once in a while, I'd write some Patreon things in here too, or other things I needed to know, but most of it was video schedule. This year, there's a lot more to track with Patreon because like I said, I added in a lot of different benefits. So I need more tracking purposes. So I'm going to put in a second calendar for Patreon. So it's a good thing I just took away those pages. It's not a good thing I just took away those pages because I'm going to have to add another one in and you'll see what I mean. So let's take this. We're going to add this in. I don't even know how this is going to work yet. I haven't really practiced this or anything like that. Actually, what we could do though, so typically I put the weeks in first, and then I put the monthly pages in after that. That is what I have been doing. That is what I'm used to. I'm trying to decide, should I put, I guess I'm going to have to do that if I want this page, right? So this year, I guess what I'll do is I'll have, which isn't a bad thing actually, I'll have the calendar, then the other calendar, and then the monthly page, and then we'll go from there. So here's how I combine pages together. And it's gonna make your planner a little thick because these are thick, you know. If you are using one that does not match up to this, you have to cut this off. So let me get one that matches up to that because this is undated. It gets a little complicated. Like for me, you remember my spatial awareness problems? I have problems when I'm setting up a new planner. Does anyone else have that problem? Especially if you're like Frankenplanning like this. It gives me some like, it's difficult for me. And what am I gonna do here? Oh, wait. No, I'm not putting this right on, sorry guys. I'm not putting this right on here because if you were, like, for example, if you hated dividers in your planner and you wanted a different divider, you can put them on top. You just have to make sure these are the same at the same place. Otherwise, you have to cut this one off. But I'm not doing that. Duh. I am actually putting it on here because we're doing 2 monthlies. I've actually never done this before with 2 monthlies. So this is why I'm a little bit like unsure of what I'm doing here. Okay. In that case, I wonder, what if I were to like use 2 tabs and label one Patreon? I don't know. I don't know that I'd like it, but let's just see what it looked like. So you have February, and then I don't want to do that. I was going to say like February regular calendar, February Patreon calendar, but I don't want to do that. I don't like that idea. So it really doesn't matter the order because I'm going to chop these off. So we can just use this one since it's here. And I'm just going to take scissors and cut this part off. I know it's not ideal, but when you're combining planners, like it's whatever works, you know, especially like whatever works functionally. Okay. That peach and that pink together is making me crazy. So probably what I will be doing is switching discs. You know, some color combos just really get to me. And like that pink and that peach is just, oh no, do not like, not a fan. All right, so let's get some Tombow mono adhesive. This is what I use when I'm combining pages together. So basically what I do is just put some around the edge of the page that I'm adhering the other page to. And then I bring it up and I sort of like look and make sure it's all in the discs and everything. And I just try to meet this up basically. And then I just like flop it down. So it's not going to be perfect. You can see like this one's kind of crooked that I did. It's never really going to be truly perfect, but I could probably do it a little bit better than that. I don't think I did it very well, but let's just keep going. Okay. So now I'm going to get the other half of the calendar and put it here. Right, and then this page. So what I'm going to be using this for, and I'm not going to set it up right this second with you because I think this video is going to be too long. But basically, and you can look at my YouTube videos. I do have like setup videos for work planners, social media planner, and you can see how I use this page and set it up. So this is like mainly my income tracking page and my expenses. And then I track sponsors like brand sponsorships for the month. And then I was wanting to use these for tracking, and I never quite get around to doing it, but I'm going to try to do that this year. So I have different, and I do have like goals and stuff. So I have different things that I track on this page for that month. I really like having that landing page for my business because it just kind of keeps me on track, because I have like multiple streams of income. So I track like all the different streams on here, add them up, and then I transfer that to like a different yearly page that has like the months, just to see my progress. So these are the pages that I use when I am filming YouTube video. And you know how I put the links in the description box for you? Well, I'll write the name of the video on top here, and I'll write down all the things I need to provide links for. That way, when I go to upload the video and put the description in, it's all right here for me, and then I just need to grab the links and put them in, because otherwise it's really hard to remember what I used in that video. So that's what I use these lists for. Now, it's usually in the back of the month, so I don't know how I feel about this, having it in the front. But like I said, let's try something new this year. I could like cover this up with like one of these, you know, this page, but I need as many of these as I can get. So I'm just gonna use it like this, and we'll just see how it goes this month. I don't know. Maybe it'll be better for me. There's another page. And then I always need a couple of pages of blank paper, so this works. And there's another one right here. So I think that works for me. I'm not gonna be using this, so we'll cover this up. Okay. So now let's grab, remember how I said I needed more pages and I shouldn't have taken one out? That's because of this. So I'm gonna take this and attach it to this page. And I'm not gonna set up all the months with you. I'm just like setting up one, and then I'll do the rest on my own, just so you can see kind of my process. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing here as I did on the other page. And I go through a lot of these while I'm doing this, by the way. I hope I have enough. I think I have extras. Okay, so I just kind of flop it down and then do this. Okay, so, well, let's keep going and we'll date February. So let me grab that other planner again, just so I have the dates in front of me. Actually, I probably don't need to, because I can just look here. So it starts on Tuesday the 1st. Okay, so I'm gonna put January 31st there. And I think what I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm just gonna write them in. I'm not using this though. I'm gonna use a Pigma Micron, which is like my favorite black pen for doing stuff like that. Let me see. You grab it. I'll use a 0.8 size. It's just right here. Super simple, easy. You can certainly do a lot more with this, and in other months I might, you know, but you don't have to. And this work planner is like my most functional planner that I have, that I use constantly. And it's mostly functional. Sometimes, like, I do decorate it every week, almost every week, not every single week, but a lot of those videos I post on here, but a lot of them they're like exclusive patron videos that they get. But it's like so functional that I just write all over the place, and I don't usually post these afterwards because like they're not, you know, that pretty. So I'm not real particular is my point about this. And if I want to get more decorative, I can cover up these numbers with like little circles and put other numbers here or whatever. I don't typically use an undated planner, so this is sort of new for me. I prefer a dated one, but like I said, I had this, I'm going to use it. So let's see. I think what I'm just going to do is write in February at the top here, probably. I have stickers that say February, but I think I'm just going to do it myself. Real simple. And then if I make a spread where I want to change it, like I said, I can just cover it up, put another sticker on it or whatever, just change it up. So I don't know quite yet what I'm going to be using the currently page for in my work planner. Last year, most of the time I didn't use it at all. But it's more of a blank slate this time, and I like this page, so I'm going to use this. But I have to think about how I'm going to make that work. It will probably be patron related, stuff to do with my Patreon, some tracking things, but I haven't quite figured it out yet. And until I sit down and plan for next week, I really don't know yet how it's going to look. So I do flip throughs at the end of the month. I know I haven't done one in a while, but I'm going to be flipping through them every month in 2022, hopefully. So you'll kind of see then what I'm using it for. But let me just show you finished February. So I've got my regular calendar, my Patreon calendar, my landing page for all things Planning with Bumble. Here's the YouTube link pages, the extra pages. These pages I typically use for I have meetings, like we have Happy Planner Squad meetings and other things with brands I'm working with. Like when I was on the Archer and Olive team, we had meetings for that too. I usually use these pages for that type of thing. And then just jotting down other things. So that's what I do for the monthly and the weekly setups. Okay, so I'm going to add in the extra sections now. As I was looking for some dividers, look what I found. Expander black metal discs. Yes. I just said I didn't have any, but I do. All my stuff's in boxes right now. It's crazy. So I had to dig through boxes to find dividers for the next part of what I'm doing. So there's different sections in my work planner that I need, and I'm going to go over them in a minute. But I usually put them in the front of the planner. This year I'm going to put them in the back of the planner. I feel like it's just going to be better. So I'm doing a little flip-flop. So here's some extra pages and dividers that I had from last year. And I really love the mosaic planner. I loved the dividers in this. I think they're gorgeous. So I'm going to be using some of these for the other sections back here. What I need to do though is I think pretty much try to do them in order. So I need one at the top to start. I need one for jotting down ideas and brainstorming. I need a long list of video ideas, a running list. I need one for Patreon. Actually, I need a few for Patreon, I think. I'm going to need some for keeping track of different things about patrons, some information. And then I'm going to need Patreon ideas and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to need a few Patreon sections. I also need a budget section, and that's where I'm going to keep my income page for the year and other important information about taxes and stuff like that. So let me go ahead, I guess, and just set up about 5 different sections in the back so that I will have them to work with. I chose my dividers for my section. Now I'm just going to go ahead and put labels on them. I'm just going to cut this. This is just sticker paper. You can use label paper, sticker paper, whatever you have on hand. I'm just going to trim them down to be about that size, They have to be pretty small. And I'm just going to do that. I'm going to do a couple of them. These are perfect if you just have an older planner or one you're not using, just to pull out the dividers from that, or even a Happy Notes or something. You can make different sections. There's other ways to make sections. It doesn't have to be this way, but I have used the stick-on tabs and stuff. They're really useful. But I think for this, I think I just, I'm going to make these into sections. And then I am going to use a dashboard between them just so I can separate that section. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these down to be about like this. I'm just estimating. They don't have to be, straight and perfect. It's just for functionality here. So I'm going to just go ahead and cover those up and label these. right, that took a while. A couple things I realized during that is, one, I needed more sections than I actually thought I needed. Two, I'm really glad I chose the Big Happy Planner because I just remembered that when I have pages that I print out for like Patreon stuff or whatever, I can just like punch it and stick it in rather than, resize it for my planner, which was kind of a pain. I'm just going to go ahead and explain the sections and what I'm going to do with them. So Patreon, this section is just a general Patreon section for whatever I need. I may put tabs on here in this section. I may separate it out. I don't know yet until I really start using it. I'm going to go ahead and use like these pages from this Happy Notes notebook because I think they're really pretty. And I'm just going to put some paper in here for, future stuff for this. And what I'm going to do is just take this like I did before and attach it to here because I don't want this to show. Uh-oh, this just ran out. Okay, so I usually go through a couple of these when I'm setting up planners, at least a couple. So I'm gonna need to find my other refills. Hang on a minute. Okay, I found another one that has a little bit in here. It's really frustrating because since I just moved, I have to dig through like my planner boxes to find stuff like refills and stuff I don't use on a daily basis, and it's becoming a real pain. But I'm going to use this for now until this one runs out, and then I'm going to figure it out where it is. So I was looking and I couldn't find it. I had like 2 other refill packs of these. So I'm going to do the same thing here, just so when I turn to my Patreon folder, divider, and turn into my Patreon section, it just starts paper. So that's what I'm going to do for each section. And I guess I'm just going to explain the sections to you, but now I got to let my dog in. So hang on a minute. Okay, I kind of forgot that. So I have my tiers printed out here just to remind me of what's in each tier. And I kind of forgot that I wanted to put them right here in the beginning. So I think what I'll do is just put them here for now, and then probably I will take each tier and like cut it out, maybe like post it right, put it right there on the divider or over there. I don't know, but I think for now I'm just gonna do this just so I have them in there. So it's really nice, like I said, to have like 8.5 by 11 paper go into my planner. I am not used to that, and I'm liking it. So I can just pop this in, and now my tiers will be there when I need to look at them. I did change Patreon tiers up, and I named them after the dogs in our family. So it's Team Benny, Team Knox, Team Raisin, Team Almond. Not dogs, I'm sorry, pets. Some of them are cats. 3 cats and 3 dogs. Benny's a cat, Knox and Raisin are dogs, Almond and Wallace are cats, and Bumble is a dog, obviously. So I think that's really cute, and their pictures are on my Patreon page too, and I wrote like a little blurb about each one of them, and it's kind of funny. So I had fun with them. Okay, so after the Patreon section, I have, excuse me, so I have one section for each of the tiers. I've never done it that way before, but I think that's going to be really helpful so that when it's something I need to write down for a specific benefit, I'll know which group to put it in. So I really like that idea. So I've got all the teams here. And I will put the paper in like after. I just wanted to show you how to do it. I don't want to take up too much of your day, you know? Okay, after Team Benny, we have YouTube ideas. That's always been in my planner. Brands, that's kind of a new section. I don't typically, I kind of just put it wherever. I haven't really had a brand, brand section, which to me means affiliates, sponsorships, or maybe I did have one, but I didn't really use it. Affiliates, sponsorships, like brand deals, that kind of thing. Any paperwork, contracts, things like that of that nature will go here. Any like agreements, things I just need to jot down to remember will go here. Statistics, that's going to be like my content, my social media statistics. So, and like my engagement numbers, things like that. I just want to like be better at tracking social media stats so that I can kind of see what I'm doing, if it's working or if it's not working, and try to build it up a little bit more and be a little more organized with it, because I really haven't been tracking it as well as I'd like. I had to add other dividers in here that weren't that same theme because I ran out of those. Okay, so this section is for time management, and this is where I'm going to be doing batching this year. I'm really going to be working hard at this, and I'm probably going to do a video on it, but I'm going to be batching my content and batching all of my tasks as a content creator, and I just think I need it because I'm sort of all over the place a lot of days, and I need to like really nail it down, especially with adding things to my Patreon. I definitely am going to need, and like the goals for my business, I definitely need more time management skills. So that's going to be this section. Budget section I always have, like I said, for taxes and for my income for the years and stuff like that. And then the last section is going to be goals, which I also always have. That is that. And I'm probably going to end up changing these discs because the more I flip through this and see the peach all the time, I'm annoyed by it. Not that I don't like peach, but ooh, it looks really nice with that though. But you know what I mean? So yeah, so I'm going to take paper and put it like cover up these half a calendar. Obviously, you don't need like half a month sitting there, you know, so I'm going to make it nice and pretty, but I didn't want to like I said, take up your whole entire day. So that is my work planner for 2022. I'm really excited because I do have a lot of plans and goals for this year for Planning with Bumble. So I hope that, you know, you guys will be along for the ride. Thank you for those of you who watch and subscribe and like and comment and all of that. I really appreciate all of you. And so that's my work planner. And then wait, here is my catch-all planner. I'm going to go ahead and film another video and start on my separate planners, but I didn't want to make this too long. Guess what I found? Black metal expander discs. Can you believe it? So I decided to put expander discs on here because when I was putting all these pages in, it got really, really thick. And I kind of forgot that, oh yeah, once I do that Frankenplanning thing, it gets real thick. I could have taken 3 months out and put them in that other planner, but I really liked the idea of having 6 months in here for a couple of reasons. One, I'm probably going to switch up planners in July anyway, so this is like up until then. Two, I get annoyed at the end of 3 months when I have to switch it. And the reason I get annoyed is because like I'm trying to plan for the following month and it's not there. So what I could do is what some people do and switch out, you know, a month every time or whatever, but I like having it all together so I can see in the future, you know what I mean? So the thought of 6 months in here at the same time appeals to me, but I needed to use expander discs, and luckily I found those, so it makes sense. I just wanted to show you that I finished this up. So I have put the dates in for all the calendars, the YouTube calendar and the Patreon calendar for every month. I put like a colorful box sticker here and labeled this my YouTube calendar, and then I labeled this my Patreon calendar so that there's no, you know, question on which calendar is which. I will know, but still. And the only thing I didn't do, I don't know if I said this already because I feel like I've been doing this for hours, you know. The only thing I didn't do is I did not put in the dates. I did for February, but I think I told you I didn't want to put the dates in on the weeks, right? So I didn't do that yet because sometimes I like to decorate like it according to my spread, because I do decorate this planner before most of the time, like I said. But yeah, so I did all this. I've got it all done. And the other thing I wanted to mention is that you might have noticed I forgot June before. I did put in June. Setting up my work planner is always such a big process, and it takes a long time, and it confuses me, but I'm glad it's done, and I'm all ready for the new year. Yes. Okay. See you guys.